Every academic year, there is one UK university that acts up and acts crazy. Previous years, it was Tisai University. I think about 2020/2021, Tisai University had a bad rap among international students. It was bad. It was bad. Everybody was advising everybody to avoid Tisai University. This year, another university took the top position in the UK university that is frustrating the lives of international students. Now, if you want to know the school that took the ground, please keep on watching.
Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Yes, you know I get it, I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on, get that freaky, freaky on. Get it right.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, the UK visa application process. I also talk about tips and tricks on how to enjoy your stay as an international student in the UK, and I also talk about tips and tricks on how to earn more money as an international student. So if you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to remind you that I offer some UK educational services, and those services include SOP writing, academic CV writing to boost your chances of getting an offer, and also UK admission package. Now, the UK admission package comprises of me curating courses and schools that best fit you, helping you with the SOP writing, and helping to write your academic CV, and also helping with the whole application process. Now, if you want to contact me for any of my services, please check the description box for my email address and send me a mail. Now, when sending me the mail, please be specific in your mail and also attach your documents so that I can review them and determine if you fit into my clientele profile. Now, when sending the mail, please be specific with the course that you want to study in the UK and also your budget. My services are only available for postgraduate master's students, no PhD student or undergraduate. I don't offer services for PhD or undergraduate student. It's just strictly postgraduate master student. You can also join the Telegram group if you are interested in getting an offer in 2023. That's the May, June, and September intake. There is a new Telegram group. The link is in the description box. Please join it if you are interested in getting an offer. There we share real-time information and it will be helpful to you so that you can know things to avoid and also know when opportunities open and quickly access those opportunities. So if you want to join the Telegram group, please check the description box for the link to the Telegram group. And also, if you want to use my services, you can join the Telegram group and then send me a private message. Now let's get into this video. Every year, like I said, one school acts crazy. They overestimate themselves or their capability, and then they cause a lot of problems for international students. Like I also said, Tisai University took the crown in 2020-2021. Now, it was really bad for Tisai, like bad. Tisai University was a school that a lot of Nigerians used to go to, hype and everything. Like the word of mouth information spread was on point. For 2020-2021 to early 2022, the rap it got was terrible. Anybody that mentions Tisai, people will almost insult the person, say you are very wicked, you're sending them to a bad school. Even on their social media platform, they got a lot of bad rap. People were writing and leaving bad comments. And the issue with Tisai then was that I think they accepted more than they could handle, and people had paid their tuition fee deposit and even started POF because they require you to show your proof of fund before you are issued cash. And then after like 3 months or 2 months, they started giving people, oh, we are sorry, the class is booked, this. And then people now started requesting for their refund, even when they were then getting the refund back. It took quite a while for the refund to be returned. And then, as you know, Nigerian banks can be crazy. They debited a lot of money from the refund. Like, I think people are saying some banks took like 100,000, 200,000 out of the money that was refunded. So T-side had a bad rap. But this year, I think they've sorted themselves out, because they started giving themselves deadline. If you don't meet the deadline, sorry, you are not going to be accepted. And even though they still have some little bit of hiccup, but it was a whole lot better than last year. Now, this year, the school that took the crown is University of Derby. Now, me, I have a personal beef with them, because I schooled in Nottingham. Nottingham is close to Derby. Sorry. Nottingham is close to Derby. And I worked in Derby, and I knew people that went to University of Derby. So I was hyping University of Derby, like, good school, this, that, they were on point, blah, blah. And this year, they just disgraced me, because it's so embarrassing. I got one of my personal person, my friend, I told her to apply to the school. When she was even giving me all the lowdown on what is happening, I was like, don't worry, they are a good school, they will not be that bad. Yay! These people disgrace their ancestors, not me, because they were terrible this year. Very terrible. The lack of communication or correspondence between them and the international student was just disappointing. People will be sending messages, calling, and they had a basic line of statement or basic statement that they will say, no forthcoming information. It was just terrible. Now, what happened was, a lot of schools are seeing a lot of demand for their courses, thanks to the post-study work visa and all the whole political turmoil, and everybody is like, they feel they're on a timeline, or the whole bubble is about to burst, so everybody wants to go at once. And then most schools are seeing it. If you are not proactive enough to like give deadline and stop the tap before it overflows, you're going to have a lot of problems. And that's what happened at University of Derby. They were not proactive. Now, University of Salford was one of the most proactive schools that I've seen. They gave 2 weeks deadline for some things, even less than. And like I said in the previous video, they don't have June. They normally have June intake, but this year they said they are not doing, because they have spillover from January, March. So they just made it no more application for June as of this point in time. Maybe closer to June, they might open it when they see the people that are paid and everything. But right now, no June fresh application. But the University of Derby did not do that. When they eventually knew that it get a CB for them, it was too late. So many people had paid. People paying for September 2022 by June, July, and then you now defer them to January. And then in October, at the end of October, you are telling them, oh, sorry, there's no space, blah, blah. University of Derby. Yeah. It's so annoying, because people kept on calling them, kept on sending messages to them, and they had basic, like I said, very basic, vague statements. They were not even interested in checking anything. And another problem with University of Derby is that they require POF before they issue cards. So imagine people having a lot of money stuck in their account, waiting for months, and then you tell them, okay, the class for September 2022 is full. Do you want to be deferred to January, or do you want a refund? And people will say, okay, we want to be deferred to January. No problem. And you are deferring people to January. Your January fresh application is still open. It was still open till like, I think, end of August or first week in September, when I stopped applying majorly for January intake, because I noticed what was going on. So I stopped. It was around that time. you are still opening your portal for January intake, and you have started deferring people to January. People that have already paid. It's not like people that had offer and did not pay. People that have paid, that submitted their POF for CAS and you could not get CAS. I feel like they should have stopped the January intake a long time when they noticed that they were not going to be able to give CAS to a lot of people for September 2022. When they had sorted that one, they can now open the portal if there's still space. But no, they closed it late. So people were deferred from September to January. Now, October, you should have started issuing CAS or letting people know, okay, please resend your POF so that we can issue the CAS. People were communicating, sending mail, and they're like, oh, at the end of October, we'll let you know. At the end of October, we'll let you know. Last week in October, they now sent mails to a lot of people asking, are you still interested in coming in January 2023? Or do you want to be deferred or do you want to be refunded? People still say, okay, we want January 23. Some days after, oh, sorry, January 23 is filled up, blah. You can be deferred to September 2023 or you can be refunded. And I'm like, end of October, almost entering November. And I'm like, that is terrible. That is terrible. And because end of October, most schools that had January intake had closed. So people whose mind, all their hope was on that school are now shattered. Another thing that triggered me was like, when someone who had been calling and been trying to find out what's going on with our application, CAS and everything, now eventually called and was told when they checked our portal or something, it was so that the admission was withdrawn. And she was like, I did not request for my admission to be withdrawn. Why was it withdrawn? And I think she had already paid a tuition fee deposit. So she's wondering when she was expecting CAS. They are telling her it had been withdrawn like 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior to when she called, and she's like, she did not give that order. And I'm wondering, how can somebody withdraw, or yes, how can somebody's offer be withdrawn without a consent after she had paid tuition fee deposit? It doesn't make sense. Like, you saw the crowd, you either control the crowd or you increase your manpower to tackle it. Well, University of Derby took the crown this year because I don't understand. Personally, if you are going to apply to University of Derby for September 2023, I would advise that you apply early and also apply to other schools as backup, because that person that had her offer withdrawn, you could feel that she was very disappointed because that was her only choice of school. That was the only school that I think she had an offer in. So please and please apply to a lot more schools. I guess some people say, oh, I got this offer, I don't know if I should accept it. Accept it. Have it in your cooler. Have it in the cooler. In case your preferred choice messes up, have other offers that you can almost fall back on. Because the way things are going, things are changing. Schools are acting up because they are not really proactive. And classes are filling up because the whole demand is really unprecedented, as they always write in their communication. So have multiple offers and just have them as backup plan. Another school that messed up this year, but not as bad as University of Derby, is Anglia Ruskin University. I get that UK universities are increasing their deposit fees, but I feel that you have to be considerate when you are doing that. Don't allow people to pay the old deposit fee. Then while they are waiting for cash, you send them another message that, oh, the tuition fee deposit has been increased. I feel it's very, 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 very unfair and very nonsensical. Maybe use that word. Because how can what is on your website be £4,000? Then after they've paid, waiting for cash, you now say, sorry, the tuition fee deposit has been increased to 60% of your tuition fee. That's the only way you're going to get cash. Not the words they wrote, but you get the drift. And then, like, if you want to increase the tuition fee deposit, you increase it from the next session. Not the people that have already gotten offer and have paid the previous one. It's terrible because they would not like it if they were on the other end. So you have to be considerate about some things. Yes, you will have to consider your pocket and what is going on in your university, but also you have to be considerate of the people that you are trying to attract. If you are increasing the tuition fee deposit, increase it with the next session, not a session that already gotten offer and has paid. It's bad and it's wrong, but it is what it is. But I think it's very wrong. Now, University of Chester has increased their tuition fee deposit from 3,000 to 7,000, but they did not increase it for the January 2023 intake. They increased it for the next one, which is May, and they sent out message to their agents to tell the students that it has been increased, and then they updated it on their website, which is very fair to all parties. You've increased it, but you allowed the next set to know ahead of time, and you allowed the previous set to pay with the old payment plan and tuition fee deposit. Now, to avoid all these things that are happening, one of them I've said is apply early. The second one is to apply to a lot of schools and have multiple offers. Always have a plan B to plan E or F, depending on your capability. Fortunately, the application to most schools are free, so you can apply to multiple schools and get multiple offers. So have a plan B, have plan C, plan D, plan E, so that if you are disappointed by one school, you can easily switch to another school. And then after getting an offer early, try to pay early so that you're among the first set that will be answered and given cash. And if you have to submit your proof of fund early, submit it. Usually for September intake, for CAS is issued about 6 months to the start date of a course. So for September, it should be issued around April, May. So if your school requires PF, you know that you have to start gathering the money by April and submit it early so that you can get your CAS early and avoid a lot of the drama. Now, for University of Derby, I suspect what's going to happen next is what happened to Teesside. People are going to avoid that school like crazy. And if they are smart like Teesside, they should do a retrospective analysis and try and issue deadlines way before they require it, so that it can give them a lot of time to mop up all the nonsense they did, because I'm sure they have a lot of people that might still want to go to University of Derby that have offers and have paid their tuition fee deposit. Would I say avoid it? I think avoiding it for now might be best, because if they are not smart like Teesside or University of Salford, you might find yourself having offer of January 2024 or September 2024. So I would say University of Derby should not be your first choice for now. You should try other schools and then see how it goes. But some people have some reasons to go to University of Derby. Maybe their family is there, so they need to go there so that they can help, especially if they have kids. So those ones are still going to go. But if you can flex and go to other schools, please try to go to other schools for now. I'm not saying avoid all those schools, but to reduce the anxiety, I would say have other options for now. It is what it is. Have other options. Hopefully they will sort themselves out in 2023. But for now, have other options. Okay, so that's the end of today's video. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.